Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Anime Sekai Podcast. I am your host, Mikan.
And I am your other host, Ichigo. What's up, guys?
Hey, guys. Join us this week as we review Buddy Daddies. Hey, guys.
Hey, guys, welcome back.
Welcome back. So, this week we're kind of gearing up, I would say, for Father's Day, and we will be talking or viewing Buddy Daddies. Yay!
Yay! Yes. I'm so
Exciting.
excited. I am so excited.
So, for anyone who doesn't know or hasn't seen this show, we will be spoiling it, FYI. But it's about basically two assassin partners who end up taking in a 4-year-old girl and they start a family life with this cute, innocent girl. And these assassins can handle any job with no problem. And yet they find themselves struggling. But no matter how crazy their life is, as always, everyone has to do their job and they can't really turn it down. And to further complicate things, this girl actually happens to be the secret love child of one of the mafia bosses that they kill. And so the story is about them basically going through this partnership and raising this little girl together. And it's really, really cute. If you guys like Spy X Family, this is absolutely probably right up your alley.
Oh, yeah. 100% would
It's
agree
very
to that.
cutesy.
Mm-hmm.
It's got
I
that same
really love
vibe.
it. It
Just two
does. But I
two
feel
male
like
assassins.
there's more action in this one just a little bit compared to Spy
Yeah.
Family.
It's a little more like PG-13, I would say, or like a little
Yeah.
more violent. While Spy X Family is not as. I mean, they do have, but I feel like it's a little more sad, and their backstories too is a little more
Mm.
depressing.
Well, not only that, I feel like with Spy Family, you get more of Anya's point of view
Yeah.
in a majority of the show
Yeah.
compared to Buddy Daddies, which is like it doesn't have like a singular person's point of view.
Yeah. They're just following all of them kind of.
Yeah,
But
it's like an outside looking in
mhm.
for all
But
three of them.
yeah, but I feel like you mostly get the view from like the two dads, Kazuki and Day.
Oh
I
yeah.
feel it's and they're just how they interact with her and whatnot, and
Well, I think once Midi starts going to school, then we see some point of view from her,
mhm.
but it's not much. But the thing is, Midi is also younger than Anya.
Yes, she's 4 years old, I believe, yeah.
So it's kind of hard to portray a point
A
of
little
view from a
four-year-old.
4-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like Anya's kind of a little maybe more grown than the average kid her age. Not really grown, but because she can read other people's minds,
Mhm.
it gives, like, a little bit of a more adult, probably understanding in her perspective, while Media is literally just, like a little kid, for real.
She's very much a little kid. Very
Yeah.
much a little kid. But also the backstory behind Midi and the backstory behind Anya are like polar opposites of each other. Like
Yeah.
Anya, you can tell something has happened to her. Like she's been experimented on,
Mhm.
possibly she's been abandoned. And so, you can see that she's got some abandonment issues
Yeah.
there. Or whereas Midi, she kind of just like,
Living life.
yeah, she's just living
She
life
don't
as
know.
a 4-year old.
She has no idea what's going on.
Like when we're first
Yeah.
fully introduced to her character, she was like, "Wow, that cake looks really delicious. It's so tasty." And I'm like, "Bruh, you haven't even tasted it yet." Also,
Yeah.
who let this little girl into a hotel by
Mhm.
herself?
Yeah. I'm like,
Like,
I guess nobody really cares.
well, here's the thing. Watching it when it first came out, I was like, "Where is this girl's mother?"
Mhm.
And then, because she's riding the train by herself, which
They must be in Japan or something, because
they
I feel
are in
like
Japan. It's set
right?
in
Yeah.
Japan. So
It
I
is
was
set in
like,
Japan, but I feel like the whole story-wise, they don't seem none of them seem Japanese, you know what I mean? Like, it's set in Japan, but I feel like they don't seem Japanese.
Well,
I don't know. It's not like a Yakuza family, like, Day doesn't seem like he's from a Yakuza family, he's, like, from, more like a mafia style family.
his family is mafia, not yakuza.
Yeah, but that's why I'm like, "Is it Japanese?
Yeah.
Because
Well, I think that's like what makes this show kind of interesting. Children go on like their first by themselves um errand
like,
at a young
let's guide."
age. Yeah, like there is a show on Netflix
Oh,
that
so
is like
good.
a reality show where it's like my first errand, right? And so a lot of those
So
kids
cute.
are 3, 4 years old. They're middies age and they go by themselves. And so I'm kind of like, okay, so then if that's the case, that's normal for her or
Yeah.
normal in the setting that she's in. She's nicely asking people for directions. You can see her on the train by herself and everything. But the first time I watched it, I was like, this little girl, I had to keep reminding myself, okay, they're not in America.
Yeah, because that
Not in
would not
America.
fly.
But also the other cool thing about this is that they're all set like it's mafia style setting. So
Yes.
it's not like a typical yakuza as we would see in like some other shows. Like
Yeah.
there is another show about a little girl and her bodyguard who's like her caretaker
Oh,
and
yes.
they're from a yakuza family.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see it as like, my technically they're supposed to be hiding in the shadows. They're not really supposed to be seen. Where I feel like with Yakuza, it's like, yeah, they're hiding in the shadows, but they have this sense of pride.
Mhm.
So it's like they're not in the shadows, but they're in the shadows, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So I don't know. But yeah, no, I
It
had to keep reminding myself. I was like, first of all,
This little girl is, like, in so many violent situations, like, "Ha ha 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 ha." I was like,
shit.
"Oh my god, honey, please, no." And it is violent. Like, I feel like they have a lot more, like, action sequences, which is what I was surprised at, because the
hmm
fighting does get a bit like, "Ooh," like, you're like,
It
"Ooh,
gets a
that looks
lot
like
more
it
intense.
hurts." Mhm.
Gets a lot more intense, especially when she gets kidnapped
Mhm.
by. Was she get kidnapped by Ray's
Wait,
family? No, 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 no. She
no,
wasn't
no, no,
kidnapped.
no,
That
she
was
wasn't kidnapped.
she was I'll well,
Being
I don't wanna
tracked.
say yeah, she got trapped.
And her yeah, when her mom I was like, "Oh, snap." Honestly, when I saw the first time, I was like, "Wow, I did not think they would take out a character in this story." I mean, like, take out, like a main
I know what you
they took
meant.
out they took out a lot of characters, I'm not gonna lie, they
They
took
did,
out a lot of
yeah.
characters, but, like, take out, like, one of the not really a main cast, but, like, an important character.
Oh, yeah.
I was not expecting that,
Yeah.
and it was very sad. Like, oh, I wonder if they explained to her when she got older, which I actually kinda liked that they showed them when they all got older in the end.
Mhm.
I really love that because I like to see the progression of, like, them changing, and she had, like, a picture of her mom, and I was like, "Oh."
That's what makes this show so great, you know? And this show actually just won the 2024 Anime Award for Best Original Anime.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this
I
year.
did not know that.
It was such a cute show.
It
And I
is.
loved how carefree Meaty was. Because obviously, a lot of 4-year-olds are just carefree. Like they live life day to day.
Mhm.
Whereas Kazuki and Rei, their job profession does not
Mhm.
allow them to live day by day.
Honestly, their relationship and the way, like, their roles, like, I love how Kazuki for real is, like, a housewife or mom that basically has 2 kids, which is basically, I feel like, for a lot of like, wives in this scenario, you kinda have 1 kid, and then you might have a husband who's maybe, like,
Acts
your
like a
2nd
child.
kid,
Yep.
yeah, and I feel like that relation, like, having him as a man was just very cute, I thought that storyline is just very adorable.
Well, I also love the progression between, or I don't want to say progression, but the development between the two characters. Like
Mhm.
Day was very much like a hikikomori, like he don't want to be bothered, but he was good at his job.
Yeah.
He was like, "Look, I'll take out as many people as you want me to, as long as you let me sit at home, eat what I want, play video games all day."
Yep.
And Kazuki was like that typical player. Oh, I'm gonna go out and hang out with all the girls and just go mess around and go gamble and like very much. They both of them very much giving two separate single man vibes.
Yeah.
But once Meaty got involved, you see a little bit more of Ray coming out of his shell
Mhm.
in order to kind of be there for Meaty. And
Yeah.
Kazuki slowly becoming, I don't want to call him a helicopter parent because
He
he
became
had
a
his,
mom. I feel like he became a
yeah,
mom.
but not
But
so much where he's like worried about her every single second. But
yeah.
he's like,
He was just like a parent. Like, I think because it shows so he did lose his wife and his baby,
mhm,
his pregnant wife, and I do feel like he was meant to be a dad, and this was sort of
yeah,
his redemption or his second chance, and it was just really sweet to see, like, that play out, but
mhm,
also I think it was episode 9, but when they did, like, the undokai, and I think they have a moment where Ray's coming out and cheering for him, but also I think, I believe it was episode 7 where Kazuki's like, "Oh, I can't do this anymore. Like, you guys are
mhm,
just so dirty, you don't clean after yourselves," basically what probably a lot of, like, women have to go through, and then, Ray had to step up and whatnot, and those kinds of realities just played out, particularly with 2 people who are in, like, a complete platonic relationship and partnership with work. It
yeah.
was just, it's so sweet, it's so cute.
Not only that, I also saw the changes that both Rei and Kazuki went through in order to, like, accommodate their own lives around Miri.
Mhm.
Because at this point, like, we get halfway through the show, they've already met her mother, and they know she's, I don't wanna call her garbage, but
Mhm. Mhm. No, she's garbage.
they
She
already
kinda
know
redeems
that
herself in that, but yeah, she's
just a
garbage.
little
She was
bit,
garbage.
just a little
Yeah.
bit. But they know and they realize that, like, okay, she really has nobody else. We have to kind of step up. So just
Yes.
watching both of them, both even in a comedic way, but both of them kind of step up to the plate is like, okay, look, she has nowhere else to go. And we don't
Yeah.
want her to just go to some random family that we don't know if she's going to be taking good care, taken care of or anything like
Yeah.
that. Like, she has to stay with us. We are the only ones that can protect her.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, what I kinda liked was because Kazuki was always sort of the more prepared to be a parent type.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, he was obviously preparing to be a dad before,
Right.
and so I feel like he has that kind of grounding. He just kinda lost it and was able to get it back. But I feel like Ray was never planning, to probably have kids anytime soon
Or
and
get
whatnot.
married.
Yeah, and I feel like the fact that in the end when I think Kazuki was like, "We have to let her go, for her safety," and Dave was like,
Mhm.
"No, it's our responsibility, like, she has nobody else," and he stepped up. He was the one to have, like, the final, like, we have to do this. We're
Yeah.
gonna we're gonna step out of this life, we're gonna step out of everything we know and we're good at, and we're gonna start over and be her parents," and I was like, "Oh, that's so
Yep.
sweet." The growth, like, was beautiful.
Well, also, I feel like Meaty was healing both of their dark
Mhm.
pasts.
Yes.
Like, her presence healed both of them, essentially.
She gave them a
Um,
family.
she gave them a family, but they didn't it's not that he didn't want a family. I guess I can say, like, yeah, he didn't want or maybe that option wasn't on the table for him just
Yeah.
because of the type of person he was, but he came from a very messed up family. Like, his dad
Mhm.
just kinda was like turned him
Train.
his dad basically
Yeah.
just turned him into a killing machine, and that was it. Like, there
Yeah.
was no family love there. There was no like true father figure for him. All he learned how to do was take people out, and that was it. Like, nothing else mattered.
Yeah.
And then he starts interacting with Midi. He was left alone with Midi, especially when Kazuki got sick, and he had
Mhm.
to basically step up and take over, do everything.
Yeah.
That he was like, "Okay, okay." essentially this is what a family should be. Like this is
Mhm.
how they should act.
Yeah.
Obviously, Meaty at the age of 4, she's seen some things with them.
Which
Um
I don't think she realizes yet because she's too
no, no, no,
young.
no, nah, bro. Nah, she don't realize nothing. Which is fine,
Yeah.
it's it's perfectly fine. But with Kazuki, or excuse me, with Rei, in that instance, he was like, okay, Kazuki's out. I can't just like leave her by
Mhm.
herself.
Yeah.
But I feel like he also had that caring side to him, even though he didn't say it vocally. And the reason I say that is because in episode 1, when he
Mhm.
brought the cat home
Yeah.
and he had already bought all like the cat food and stuff for him,
Yeah, yeah.
and Kazuki was like, you can't just bring this cat home
Yeah, like, you're not gonna take care of it and whatnot.
and just buy it food and think that that's it. He was like,
Mhm.
the type of lifestyle we have, you can't just be putting an innocent life in there. And then when they bring Meaty home, he was like, oh, so I can't
So,
have the cat, but you can have the
Cameron
kid?
yeah. Honestly, that was what a Uno reverse right there.
It was a
Human
Uno reverse.
human being. Oh, but
He was
his
like, at
growth,
least mine that we
honestly.
can leave here by
Yeah.
itself. Like,
Yeah. You brought a whole person.
but here's
I
my
lo
thing. Episode 2, they leave Mitty by herself.
Yeah, yeah. Because 'Cause they're
Like,
both a little delulu, I'm not gonna lie. They're just not ready yet for the full capacity of it, but I
I
feel
mean,
like
I
that's
get
part of the
that,
growth.
but I'm like,
That's part of the
y'all really
growth.
a 4-year-old, a
Mhm.
whole 4-year-old at home by herself. But once again, this is
Mhm.
another moment I had to remind myself, like, this may be okay, culturally appropriate
And,
for
yeah, maybe in
Japan.
Japan. Yeah, it might be, but I feel like maybe possible, but, like, 4 is pretty young.
It is pretty young.
Yeah, but
Like,
but it's really cute. I mean, I guess because already at that age, a lot of them do, like, what Sky, they go out into the world to get, like, their groceries and whatnot, so I guess it's possible they take the train, I guess once you're of walking and talking age and somewhat have some cognitive thinking, I'm
mhm.
assuming. Because they were all doing, like, sports, like, even the Undokai, which was so cute, the little sports festival they had. Oh my god, I love the moment when she grabs Ray because the card said family. That melted my frozen cold heart, I swear to God.
That whole show just melts my heart. That's also
Mhm.
another, like, comfort anime that I could just watch at any time.
It
Uh,
really is a good but can we talk about the mom again really quick? Because
no.
her coming back, taking that child, and being like, "She's my daughter." I'm like, "You literally were like, 'Go find your dad.'" She kind of I think she was the one who kinda
She set her
set
up.
her off, yeah, to find her
She set
dad.
her off, but my thing is, okay,
She basically
we're
threw her away.
assuming Miri is 4 years old, she cannot read or write, okay? That's what I am assuming. She cannot read
Mhm.
or write. What if she got off on the wrong train station?
I think, like I think the little kids that I've seen, at least from the show, like, when they're doing errands, they're just told, like, which station listen for which station to get off at, and then they kinda
I mean, I
follow
get
that.
that, but she couldn't even
I
tell
think that's what she probably did.
Kazuki which train station.
Yeah, she doesn't even know her address. Like,
Yeah,
so
she's like, "I don't know my address. I don't like, okay, what is your mom like, what's your mom's name? I don't know." What does she do? She sings.
yeah.
It's like, "Okay, where did you come from?" "Far away."
Yeah, I feel like her mom just set her off and was, like, not planning to get her back, so she did not care, and she probably just told her, like, "Get off here and go."
Which I'm like, if that's the case, then bro, don't come back for her.
I
Like, once you
know,
find
right?
out that she is okay, don't come back for her.
Yeah, it was because she was, sick, and so she was, like, regretting all these things and whatnot. That's probably why. Well, that was why, which is
That
so
was
selfish.
why. But
So selfish.
well, and she said, I'm a selfish person.
Mhm.
She says that. Like, she knows that she is selfish. But I'm still like, I still just cannot wrap around my head the fact that you set your 4-year-old and you're like, here, get off at this station and go to this hotel. Number one, how did you even know that that man was having a party at the hotel?
Yeah,
because
that's
his
that's just
wife threw
plot
a
armor.
party. Like, how did you get this information?
That's just plot
Like,
armor.
like in my head, I was really trying to wrap her. I was like, okay, she's 4 years old. If she's saying she came from far away, maybe I'm thinking like the next prefecture over, and in which case she got on a Shinkansen, which I know that's not the case, but I'm like, she had to. It's not just a straight shot from her.
I don't think
Now
it was that
maybe
far though.
uh, I don't think it was, but I'm just thinking in terms of like if you are setting your child out and she's asking for directions, she should be able to at least answer, "This is the train that I got on."
Mm.
Like,
Well, her mom could have just put her on the train, and then all she has to do is wait and get off. When you hear this, get off, kind of thing.
which if that's the case, get that information. Or even like I don't know. It was just I understand the mom did try to get her redemption. I
Yeah,
get that.
in the end, and I mean, she paid for it with her life, which yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say I wasn't falling for it. I'm sorry. You put your 4-year-old just because you didn't want to be a mom anymore.
Mhm.
And then when they found you to try to bring her back.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Some people are just like that, sadly. Sadly, sadly,
Yeah.
sadly. And I do find it kind of ironic that they killed her dad. Like,
In the
right
first
right
episode.
off. One thing I really find funny about this show, particularly in the end, I just love how they just go to try and solve all their problems by basically going guns blazing and killing everyone.
Yeah.
Like, they where's the problem solving? Like, nothing like that? No, just shoot
They're
everyone down.
assassins. They kill first and ask questions later.
Mhm.
Like
But the fact that it always seems to work out, yeah, no. I mean, that's just the story, but also why did they go that far only to not kill his dad? Like, hello? Right? You shoot yourself in the arm? Like, I get the point you're trying to make, but like what?
well, I think because if he would have killed his dad, then he would have technically had to take over. And that's
Now
not
he could
what he
just leave.
wanted.
He could just be like, "Peace out. Your boss is dead." Guts. I mean, they killed most of the
Yeah.
people, I think. They killed most of the people in the group it seemed.
Well,
So,
I think that his dad's group was a lot bigger than
yeah,
they
probably.
realized. So they're like, look, I know if I take my dad at like if I get rid of my dad, technically somebody in this group is going to take over and everybody's going to be searching for me, in which case
Mhm.
media is no longer safe.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't
So
know,
rather
that
than just do that, I'm just going to go ahead, let me just you can't use me no more now. Like, I'm complete garbage to you.
yeah, that just made no sense to me. That was what kind of made the show like, "Huh? You went through all that trouble killing all those people, and in the end are hoping that your dad just has a change of heart."
That daddy
Hello?
was not going to have no change of heart. I'm
Yeah, so
sorry.
but he's still alive though. So,
I mean,
what's
yeah, but he's
preventing
not gonna
him
mess with
from
them because the dad looked at his
well,
son as like an object. So if the object is no longer beneficial to him, then he's gonna leave it alone.
I feel like, he would just kill it. Normally, that would be the common sense thing, but they kinda had just, like, a cute
I mean, for this type of show, yeah.
close, yeah. Which I was like, "Y'all killed all those people and yet let your dad go." I don't really get, but okay.
I don't know. But I don't know. My one of my favorite moments in the show, which I had a lot of favorite moments in the show. I
Mhm.
loved it. And I know I say that a lot about a lot of the shows that we review, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed this one. But one of my favorite moments was when they and Kazuki have decided to basically keep Miri and raise her,
Mhm.
and they sent her off to school. And because they sent her off to school, he's like, okay, like he goes through full um
Like
daddy
shopping?
Well, like,
Oh,
dad
yeah.
mode. Kazuki goes
Yeah.
into, like, full dad mode. He wants to
Yeah.
buy her all the designer,
Mhm.
um, girly clothes and everything, and I think that that was so cute. You could get all the cute little stuff, and, the assumption is typically dads don't know what to buy for their daughters, but they know what to
Mhm.
buy for their sons, right?
Mhm.
But I think it shows that, like, Kazuki, who's now taken on the role of a father, is, like, going all out for Miri, his now daughter.
Yeah.
And so he's buying her all the expensive clothes, all the expensive shoes, making sure she's got, like, the nicest bento and everything for her to go to preschool.
Yeah.
And so what he doesn't realize is she's obviously standing out as a 4-year-old, and it's making it difficult for her to make friends with the other kids in the class because they look at her as like a ojo sama, like she shouldn't be playing with us lesser kids, right?
Yeah.
When all Miri wants to do is just make friends. And my favorite moment was she keeps coming home, and every single day she's like sadder and sadder and sadder. And it wasn't until Ray and Kazuki are like, okay, she's obviously not making any friends. What is it? I think the one of the teachers said something
Yeah, the
about her
teachers
clothes.
tells.
And she was like, maybe you can just go get her like just some regular everyday clothes.
And then
Like
she
she
tells them where
doesn't
to go. Yeah.
Yeah, she tells them where to go. And then at that point it was like they all go to the store together and let her pick out her own clothes. And I was just like, oh, I love this because that for me in that moment that instilled a daddy's girl.
Mm-mm.
She is now becoming a daddy's girl.
Mhm.
You know? It's just so cute to see and just so realistic of like, sometimes dads just don't know what to get. They see little girls and they just like, okay, this is a little girl, so I'm just gonna get her all like the frilly cute dresses and the little
Yeah.
bows and like the full head to toe matching outfit. And it's not until somebody later is like, okay, she may not need all of that stuff for
Mhm.
every occasion. She's
Yeah.
not a baby doll. And so then, they kind of have to reel it back. And then they get more stuff that kind of would be more so for every day. And that
Mhm.
was really sweet.
And then they gotta sew her name on everything.
That was
Write her name on
hilarious.
everything. Oh, so cute. But they're like, "We gotta do it," which is so cute. They're so serious about it, and I love it.
That definitely shows how much more of a homemaker Kazuki is compared to
Yep.
Rei. Because Rei was like, when Kazuki was sick, he had to do it. And so he had band-aids on all his
Yeah.
fingers. And it was funny because I'm
Uh,
like, bro, you're good at handling weapons, but you're bad at using a thread and needle?
yeah. You would think they would have a few injuries they would have to sew up, but I guess not.
I mean, probably not for his case, but but can we just say, okay, a little side note, okay?
Mhm.
Um Ray looks really attractive with his hair pulled back.
Yes, he does. He kinda has, like, a depressing Aaron look, though, I'm not gonna lie. See, if you like that, you're gonna like Attack on Titan.
There, here she goes again, y'all. Here
Everything
she
goes back
goes
to Attack
again.
but no, but I get what you mean.
Like when his hair is down, I'm like, okay, he's cute. Like in my head, little
Mhm.
brother. Okay? Like little
Mhm.
brother feel. But when he's got his hair pulled back and he got that serious look, I'm like, okay, all
Can't
right.
get I can't get over
He should be added to my crush list.
Oh, okay.
But just with his hair pulled back.
That's the bad boy version.
Especially like when they're older. In the very last episode of you see him and
Oh,
they've got like that
yeah.
restaurant. I'm just like,
Mhm. They're dads now, like, for real.
but like he the good looking one. Casual hair flip. Like, come on. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Because think about it. In the very last episode, they quit being assassins, right?
Mhm.
And it seems like they've opened up uh some type of
A
restaurant.
little restaurant, yeah.
Yeah, which he was in the apron. I was like, "Why are you in the apron? You can cook now?"
Maybe
Okay,
just French
okay.
toast.
I mean, that's fine.
He mastered the French toast making.
That's okay because Imma tell you, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure I'd be a regular. Like, I'd be over there every day.
Not for the food.
No, I'd just be over there with the eye candy.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I
Be
could
like,
see you probably being over there.
"Whew, yes." But I'm happily married, so no, I'm kidding.
I'm not. So, anything's possible. Mhm.
It was the best.
It really
That's great.
is. I mean, the story overall, like, I wouldn't say it's, like, crazy special, it's, like, my top favorite, and I do think that it has a good balance between, like, drama and it being wholesome, but there are a few plot holes, but I would absolutely recommend it, especially if anyone needs, like, a pick-me-up type of show that's not too serious, but is slightly more serious than something like, yeah, Spy Family.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of great comedic not roles, but a lot of great comedic scenes.
Mhm.
And I actually think it would be perfect to watch, like, with your dad
Yeah,
or
gearing up for
just
Father's Day, guys.
yeah, just with anybody.
Mhm.
Great heartwarming anime that has action too.
Yeah. But let us know what you guys think because we always wanna know what you guys are thinking. Did you like the show? Did you not? Do you think it's comparable to Spy Family? As always, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Anime Sekai Podcast. And be sure to tune in next week. We will be here. Bye, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye guys. Thanks.